Good morning, Mr. Curry.
Good morning, Your Honor.
We're not scheduled to start until 8:45, but people are here. Mr. Bowditch is here. You're here now. Does anyone object to us starting?
The people don't
No,
object.
Your Honor.
Nope.
Thank you. Mary Ann, I'm telling you. This is X3884403ST, State of Michigan versus Bernard Quick. Appearances, please.
Morning, Your Honor. Alexander Curry on behalf of the people.
Your Honor, I had spoken with Mr. Quick earlier. He had not made a decision whether he wished MIDC or not, Your Honor.
Mr. Quick, would you state your name for the record, please?
Bernard Quick.
Sir, this is the day and time scheduled for your arraignment pretrial.
Yes,
You're being charged with disobeying a police officer refusal to obey a traffic order. This is alleged to have occurred on May 18, 2021 in the city of Romulus. Sir, this is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail and fine of up to $500. Did you intend to proceed on your own this morning, or were you looking for the assistance of the court-appointed attorney?
no, I'm ready to proceed, Your Honor.
On your own?
Yes,
As to the arraignment, sir, how do you wish to plead?
not guilty.
I'll make that notation in the file. And as to bond in this matter, Mr. Quick, do you have any comment you'd like to make to the court?
Well, if there's a fine associated, I need a few days to pay it.
Bond, sir. This is a misdemeanor case.
Oh,
You have a right to be considered for bond.
I'm not sure what that means.
Sir, you've been charged with a misdemeanor crime. You're eligible for pretrial release. Bond is usually set to ensure your appearance for any subsequent proceedings. The Court will set your bond at 1,000 personal, which means you do not need to post anything, but you need to appear at all subsequent proceedings, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
As to pretrial in this matter, Mr. Curry, any comment?
No comments at this time from the people, Judge.
Mr. Quick, is there anything else you'd like to say this morning?
Yeah, I'd like to go through a sequence of events that occurred on May 18th, if that's possible. It'll only take
That's not what today is, sir. Today is just the arraignment and pretrial. The arraignment is your first appearance where your charges are read, your plea is entered, and the next hearing is scheduled. The next hearing in this matter will be the pretrial, and that will be on July 7th, 2021 at 10:45 a.m. That will be back with me, Judge Martin, on Zoom.
Well, maybe
Anything else this morning, Mr. Sir? I'm
I
sorry,
should,
go ahead.
I should probably have a conversation with the court-appointed attorney, but I'm okay with everything you've said, but I think I should have a conversation with him.
There will be, the court-appointed attorney will be available to you next week as well. Is that, yep, next Wednesday as well.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else this morning?
No, I think that's it.
I'll see you next week, Mr. Quick. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oops. This is 21VB01156 A and B, State of Michigan versus Billy James Farrell. Appearances, please.
Alex Curry on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Your Honor, excuse me. Again, Your Honor, I don't know if Mr. Farrell is requesting MIDC.
Mr. Farrell, would you state your name for me, please? You just muted yourself. I just couldn't
no.
hear you the first time.
I'm sorry. My name is Billy Farrell.
Thank you, sir. Today is the day and time set for your arraignment and pretrial. Sir, it's alleged that on May 26, 2021 in Van Buren Township, you had a registration and/or plate violation. Sir, this is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail and fine of up to $500 plus court costs. On that same day, at the same time, you were also charged with the civil infraction of careless driving. There's fines and costs associated with that of $195. For the purposes of arraignment, did you intend to proceed on your own, or were you looking for the assistance of the court-appointed attorney?
I'll take the assistance of the.
Had you had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Bowdish this morning yet?
I did, but I didn't speak up. I'm sorry about that.
No worries, Mr. Bowditch.
Your Honor,
If you will go into a,
could I get the case number again? I apologize.
no worries, it's 21VB01156 A and B.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Farrell, you'll see an invitation to go into a breakout room with Mr. Bowditch, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Marianne, have we seen Mr. Bickert or anyone from NDS this morning yet?
No.
Mr. Grubbs, have you been in contact with Mr. Bickert?
No.
Okay.
How are you this morning?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Great.
The case has already been assigned to NDS, Mary Ann, so as soon as we see them, I'll recall the matter.
Okay.
Thank you, Heather. Mr. Bennett,
Yes, Your Honor.
what are you here for, sir? Quarter?
Your Honor, I have a pretrial at 9:15. I actually decided to log in early in case there's an opportunity to talk to the prosecutor breakout room. I don't want to slow the court down.
Is Robert Quarter your only file with us this morning?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Curry, would you go into a breakout room with Mr. Bennett, please?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Bowdish, was that enough time with Mr. Farrell?
No, Your Honor, it wasn't. I apologize.
Mary Ann's gonna send you back to the breakout room. Mr.
Thank you,
Bennett
Judge.
and Mr. Curry, I didn't see you leave.
Yeah, Judge, I was in the breakout room, but it pulled me back into the main session, but I have an invitation to join the breakout room again, so.
Mary Ann will take care of that in just 1 second.
Mr. Bennett and Mr. Curry, can you go into room 2, please?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
So Mary Ann, to continue our Peter Rabbit analogy, I go outside this morning and there is the fattest rabbit, completely frustrated by the fencing.
Oh, are there other flowers that they're gonna tear up because they can't get into that group?
Oh, they've eaten the cabbage. They've eaten the cabbage. I've given up on that, so. We'll see what happens with the lilies that are starting to, the buds are getting fat. We'll see what happens. The suggestion was that I feed them actual rabbit food. I said that would encourage them to bring friends and then we'll have a new kind of problem.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought, well, that would be a great
No.
idea. No, you said no, then the whole
I
neighborhood.
Don't want to encourage them. Are you crazy?
But they're so cute.
When they're not eating sunflowers and gladiolas, they're adorable. And they're adorable in someone else's yard. How about that?
Are the glads usually up by now if it wouldn't be for the rabbits?
They are usually up by now, but we were about a month behind for some reason. So they had gotten to be about 8 inches tall, so nowhere near flowering, but they looked like they were going to be nice. And then you look outside, and it's just a rabbit smorgasbord. I'm sorry that I'm subjecting Mr. Harris, Mr. Grubbs, and Mr. Gibson to this conversation, but we're without attorneys right now.
We entertain ourselves at the downtime.
I don't know if it's entertaining, the musings. Oh, Mr. Bickert has at least 2 cases with us. I see Devontae Gibson, who's also his client. So Heather's reached out to him. When he appears, we can hopefully dispose of those 2.
Okay.
Hmm. Mr. Bowditch, was that sufficient time?
Yes, Your Honor. I was wondering if there's any offer from the prosecutor.
He is actually in a breakout room with another attorney. When he comes back, we'll ask.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir. Mr. Curry,
Yes, Judge?
was there an offer available in the Billy Farrell matter?
1 second, Judge. Let me just flip back to the right page. Yes, Judge. Has Mr. Farrell, I know the misdemeanor count was the registration of the plate. Has he since gotten his plate registered?
I believe
Ended
counsel,
up getting,
the plate is registered. It was on a different vehicle temporarily.
Okay. Well, at this time, the offer for Mr. Farrell would be to dismiss the registration of the plate and just plead to the careless driving count.
Do you need to go back into a breakout room with him, Mr. Bowditch?
Yes, Your Honor, if I could.
And Mr. Curry, was that enough time with Mr. Bennett?
That was enough time, Judge.
Okay. Are you, I haven't seen Mr. Corder yet this morning.
Judge, I just received an invitation to join the breakout room. I don't believe, is that for me?
No,
It's not
sir.
for you.
All right.
I also got an invitation. It's not for me, right?
No, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, I know that he's going to log in early. I thought he said it was going to be about 9 o'clock. He was going to log in. We have had some communication this morning. And so I expect that he'll be logging in around 9 o'clock.
There's nothing else ready that Mr. Bennett, as soon as we see him, I'll call the case, okay?
Yeah, and Your Honor, I just sent him a text to tell him to log in right now.
Thank you.
All right.
Ryan Harris. Harris. Your hand is up, Harris. Please activate your video so your case may be called. This is 210301 SM, State of Michigan versus Robert Glenn Porter. Appearances, please.
Morning, Your Honor. Alexander Curry on behalf of the people.
Morning, Your Honor. For the record, my name is Jeffrey Bennett. I'm appearing with and on behalf of Mr. Corder. Both of us by Zoom from different locations. We consent to proceeding in this manner today.
Thank you. And Mr. Porter, state your name for me, please.
Robert Glenn Porter.
We're here this morning on an adjourned pretrial. How are we proceeding this morning, Mr. Curry?
Judge, we, after speaking with Mr. Bennett, we believe we are good to set this for a final pretrial. And in that time, Mr. Bennett will contact Jane Gillis, who's the previous prosecutor of record, regarding any offer on this case.
Final pretrial, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Mr. Bennett, what do you think would be good for you?
I'm sorry. Your Honor, 3 weeks would be preferable for me.
3 weeks puts us on July 21st, 2021. That will be at 10:30 a.m. with Judge Oakley. Final pretrial, July 21st, 2021, 10:30 a.m. with Judge Oakley. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Curry?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Bennett?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. We're all set. Have a wonderful day. Have a good day, Mr. Porter.
Thank
Your
you.
Honor,
Mr. Bowditch, was that enough time to discuss the offer with Mr. Farrell?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, Mr. Farrell wishes to continue his not guilty plea. Have this matter.
Mr. Bowditch, if you let me recall the case,
My apologies.
21BB01156 A and B. No worries. This is State of Michigan versus Farrell. I had called the case previously. Mr. Farrell requested the assistance of the court-appointed attorney, so we had not even gotten to the part of arraignment yet, but I will note your appearance for the record, Mr. Bowditch. As to the arraignment in this matter,
We would stand mute, Your Honor, waive form of reading, and ask the court to enter a not guilty plea.
thank you. And as to bond in this matter,
Well, Your Honor, I believe Mr. Farrell has a relatively good driving record. I believe a personal bond would be appropriate.
I will concur with you. Bond in this matter will be 1,000 personal. Mr. Farrell, you don't have to post any money, but what you do need to do is return for all future appearances in this matter.
Yes, ma'am.
As for pretrial, Mr. Bowditch,
Your Honor, the next available pretrial date.
the next available date will be next week, July the 7th, 2021 at 10:45 a.m. That's back with me, presumably by Zoom again.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else in this matter, Mr. Curry?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Mr. Farrell, anything?
Oh, Your Honor, no.
Have a good day, sir. We'll see you back here next week at 10:45 a.m.
Yes, ma'am. You have a good day yourself.
Thank you. Oh. This is 1S38720053 A and B, State of Michigan versus Ryan Asia Harris.
Good morning,
Good morning. State your name for me, please.
Ryan Harris.
Today is the day and time set for arraignment and pretrial in this matter. It's alleged that on April 4th, 2021, in the city of Romulus, you were operating a vehicle with either no license or multiple licenses. This is a misdemeanor punishable after 90 days in jail and fine of up to $500 plus court costs. On that same day, at that same time, it's also alleged that you were speeding 16 to 25 over the posted speed limit. The fine and costs associated with that civil infraction would be $180. For the purposes of arraignment this morning, did you intend to proceed on your own, or were you looking for the assistance of the court-appointed attorney?
I would like to speak to an attorney real fast.
You'll see an invitation to go into the breakout room with Mr. Bowditch. He'll discuss the charges pending against you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Trooper Connor. What case are you here for? You're muted, sir.
Lauren, but I was just told by Marion that it was adjourned at 8:25. If that's accurate.
I know it came up yesterday. I wasn't sure what the new date was. If Marianne confirmed that for you.
Yes, ma'am. She just sent me a direct message that said it was adjourned to 8:25 of this year.
Sounds good. We'll see you then.
Outstanding. Thank you, ma'am.
Nope. I see defendants, but I don't see attorneys, Marianne. That's never a good sign.
It usually happens, but not this early.
And there's no one in our waiting room. I see Ms. Fortier.
Good morning, Judge.
How are you, ma'am?
Good, how are you?
Wonderful, thank you. So no more rabbit talk, Marianne, but I'm wondering if Heather has a hotline to NDS. And then when one of the officers swing by, we should find out there's a ladder tall enough to hang a clock over this, over the gate.
Hang a clock I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, there's a clock on the computer, but I prefer an analog clock. I don't like this digital thing. And there's a space right here, but I think it's a little tall for the ladder in the hallway.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty high.
Mr. Bowdish, was that sufficient time with Ms. Harris?
Yes, Your Honor.
Recalling 1S387205 A and B. Appearances, please.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch, 45367, appearing on behalf of and with Ms. Harris.
Ryan Harris.
And Alexander Curry
Thank
on behalf
you.
of the people, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I was just wondering if there's any deal from the prosecutor that's available.
For Ms. Harris, the offer would probably be if Ms. Harris can show that she has obtained a valid license, we can dismiss the misdemeanor no license or multiple license charge, and we can reduce the speeding to 1 to 5 over.
Is that limited access?
I believe so.
I think, does 1 to 5 over have points?
I think it's 1 point
1 point.
versus
Yeah.
16 to 25 over.
She does have, her address, her license has been corrected.
Okay.
So she does have the valid license. Maybe we can go back in the breakout room, Your Honor, and I can discuss this with Ms. Harris. Thank you.
Back into the breakout room. Marion, I'll send you another invite, and Heather will send me what the limited access fine and cost might be. And we now have the 915s showing up. Thank you, Heather. Mr. Mays is here and his client is already here. Thank you, Heather.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Mays.
Good morning.
Are you ready to proceed?
I am. Sorry, I'm multitasking with a few different Zooms right now.
Your client's already here. Do you need to speak to him before the case is called?
No, I need to speak with the prosecuting attorney, please.
Mr. Curry is here. Marianne will send you an invitation. Go into a breakout room with Mr. Mays.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, is Mr. Mays in breakout room 2?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Bowditch, was that enough time with Ms. Harris?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Curry just went into a breakout room with Mr. Mays. When he comes out, will we call the Harris matter before we proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning, the person that has iPhone, what case are you here for this morning?
Robert Corder. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, that case has been adjourned until July 21st at 10:30.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Ms. Toynes and Mr. Gibson, we are waiting for your attorneys to appear. Mr. Brewer, same thing. We're waiting for your attorney.
I'll contact him now, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you much. Mr. Curry, we're recalling the matter of Ryan Harris, file ending 2053 A and B. Mr. Bowditch, had you had sufficient time to discuss the offer with her?
Yes, Your Honor.
And how are we proceeding, sir?
Your Honor, at this time, Ms. Harris wishes to take this to another pretrial.
How do I get out of this?
No, ma'am. I'm sorry, Mr. Bowditch?
We're requesting this continue our not guilty plea for another pretrial.
The next available date will be July the 14th, 2021 at 9 a.m. And that will be with Judge Oakley.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
July 14th, 2021 at 9 a.m. Anything else, Mr. Curry?
Nothing from the people, Judge.
Anything else, Mr. Bowditch?
No, Your Honor.
Oh, there is something else because we started and we never got to your plea as to the arraignment in this matter.
Your Honor, Ms. Harris would stand mute, waive formal reading, and respectfully ask for a not guilty plea.
Thank you, sir. Court will make that indication in the file. Set bond at 1,000 personal. Ms. Harris, that means you don't have to post any money, but what you do need to do is appear at your next date, which is again that July 14th at 9 a.m. with Judge Oakley. And for now, we are all set. Ms. Harris, you have a wonderful day. Were the parties ready on con?
We are, Your Honor.
21-WM01145 SM, State of Michigan versus Darian Kahn.
Good morning, Your Honor. William Mays on behalf of Mr. Khan.
Alexander Curry on behalf of the people.
And Mr. Khan is present via Zoom, Your Honor. We have no objection to proceed in this fashion.
Thank you. This matter is scheduled for arraignment pretrial today. Mr. Mays, as to the arraignment?
We'll waive reading, ask the court to enter a not guilty plea.
And as to the pretrial?
The prosecuting attorney and I don't have a copy of the police report, He's making calls right now. Before he can extend an offer, he needs to review that report, but we would like to resolve the case today. So I'm going to ask that we put this over for a couple of hours while I take care of some other cases, and the police department gets him a copy of the report so that we can resolve this case if we're able to. So, Mr. Khan, are you able to log back in a couple hours?
Yes, sir.
There you go. So, Judge, I would ask that we adjourn this over until 11 a.m.
Any objection, Mr. Curry?
There's no objection, Your Honor. What Mr. Mays says is correct. We do not have a copy of the file in front of us. We discussed a tentative offer, but I do not have the copy of the police report in front of me. And then I will be making calls to various sources to see if I can't get a hold of that so we can resolve this today, Judge.
Thank you. We'll adjourn the matter to 11 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge. We'll see
Anything
you
else,
then.
Mr. Mays?
No, thank you very much.
See you then. See you later,
All right.
Mr. Khan. Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Richards.
Good morning, Judge. I have Miss Toynes. I see her present on Zoom. Could I have a breakout room with her?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, Ms. Richards, have you had any communication with Mr. Bickert?
I have not. I can reach out to him.
I'd appreciate it. He has an 8:45 and a 9 o'clock client.
Okay, I will reach out to him.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yep.
Good morning, Mr. Adams.
Good morning, Your Honor.
What are you here for, sir?
I represent Mr. Brewer. It's a final pretrial.
You said Gruber?
Mike Brewer.
Brewer, thank you.
Mr. Adams, it's good
Do
to
you
see
need to speak to Mr.?
Sorry, Judge.
That's okay. What did you say, ma'am?
I just was telling Mr. Adams that it was good to see him, but strange to see him on the other side.
Thank you. Yes.
Mr. Adams, did you need to speak to Mr. Brewer this morning?
No, thank you. We're here for a final pretrial. It's my understanding that people are going to declare whether they're prepared to go forward now or not.
Let me call, sir, if you let me call the case, I'd appreciate it.
Of course.
It's 21-WM-00624-SM, State of Michigan versus Michael Jude Brewer. Appearances?
Alex Curry on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Stephen Adams for Mr. Brewer.
State your name for me, please, Mr. Brewer.
Michael Jude Brewer.
Thank you. Mr. Adams, you were starting to say this matter was scheduled for final pretrial this morning.
Yes, Your Honor, and it was my understanding that the people would declare at this time whether they're prepared to proceed to trial.
And Judge, in the file, I'm seeing that we have called the complaining witness and emailed the officer in charge to serve the complaining witness with a subpoena. But I'm not seeing any. Let me double check with the other prosecutor here to see, to get some more information. 1 second, Judge.
Ma'am, that says Jeff phone. Can you hear me?
Man with the black t-shirt, gentleman with the blue shirt on.
Mary Ann, I'm listed to go into a breakout room. I have nobody to talk to right now.
I'm sorry, Jeff, what did you say?
I'm supposed to join a breakout room, but that's incorrect. I don't have anybody to talk to right now.
Yeah, ignore that. Thanks.
Mr. Slatkin, what are you here for this morning?
I'm here on behalf of the prosecution. I was asked to come in. I was assaulted at the airport.
And Your Honor, this is APA Curry speaking again. I just spoke with the other prosecutor, Miss Elizabeth Moore, and who told me that Mr. Slakin, the complaining witness in the Brewer case, would be on Zoom, and as such, the people are ready to set this for trial.
Thank you. Then we would ask for a jury trial.
You would ask for a jury trial. This court is not yet scheduling jury trials. I will make an indication in the file that that is the request. Once we've received authorization from SAO and the Supreme Court to start scheduling cases, we will reach out to you again with a date. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Curry?
Yes.
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
I do have.
I'm sorry?
Excuse me, Your Honor, I apologize. Mr. Brewer would like to have permission to leave the state. In fact, to leave the country. He has a business trip scheduled from the 8th of August to the 12th of August to Costa Rica.
And the people would leave that to your discretion, Judge.
Mr. Adams, I didn't hear your ending date. You said August the 12th?
Yes, August 8th through the 12th. Yes, Your Honor.
Defendant may leave the state from August 8th, 2021 to August 12th, 2021 for business. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Curry?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Adams?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. We are all set. Again, Mr. Adams will reach out to you as soon as this court is authorized to set jury trial dates.
Thank you
Have
very
a
much.
good day, sir.
You do the same.
Thank you, Mr. Slakin.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too.
Judge, I apologize.
Ms. Richards?
Yes, could I have one more breakout room with Ms. Coins? I didn't quite finish. Thank you.
That's fine. You'll see an invitation. Just one second. Ma'am with the black t-shirt and plaid pajama pants, your name, please.
Okay.
Ma'am that just got on the phone, your name, please. Good morning, Mr. Glenn.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
Good.
Mr. Blake, have you seen your client this morning, Mr. Glenn?
I have not. I spoke to him yesterday though.
It's early. It's not quite 9:30, but when I see Mr. Blake, I'll pull him in. Do you need to talk to him before the case is called?
No.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Bickert.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm still having trouble getting this thing together. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No worries. Ma'am with the black t-shirt, your name, please. I love your backdrop.
Yeah, that's about the best thing I've got from Zoom in in the last year is my little backdrop.
I'm so used to you walking down the street while you're doing cases. Mr. Bickert, you're here this morning for Jeffrey Grubbs.
Yes, I have a couple. Yeah, but yes, Mr. Grubbs.
I know you have a couple, but the first one on my docket is Mr. Grubbs. Did you need to speak to him this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And Mr. Bickert, before you go into a breakout room, I do want to let you know and let the prosecutor know that Mr. Grubbs was my neighbor a decade ago. I don't recognize him. I've had no contact with him. He's been gone for at least those 10 years, but I at least want to put that on the record.
Understood, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Understood,
Mary Ann
Judge.
will send you an invitation to go into a breakout room.
Okay.
Thank you. Ma'am with the black t-shirt, there should be a button on your phone to connect to audio.
I just sent her a chat and she said, I asked her to connect to audio and she said that it is not working. And her name is Alicia Corum.
Thank you. That at least gets us halfway to where we need to be. She might need to switch to another device. Good morning, Trooper.
Good morning.
I have not seen Ms. Ogden as of yet. I know it's scheduled for 9:30, but if you sit tight,
No
as soon as
problem.
we see her. Thank you.
Your Honor, we were kicked out of the breakout room prematurely.
Mary Ann, she'll reopen it for you.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Ms. Quorum, you're muted, but it looks like your audio is connected.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay, sorry about that.
No worries. This is 192683 SM, State of Michigan versus Leisha Marie Quorum. State your name for me.
Leisha Marie Quorum.
Ms. Quorum, today is the day and time set for your pretrial in this matter. You were represented by Mr. Parker previously. I have not seen him this morning.
Okay.
If you sit tight. When he arrives, we'll get the case called, okay?
Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you. Yeah, I called earlier and they said that it wasn't for my felony. Mr. Parker was the one.
You need to
working on-
mute yourself, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Well, Ms. Quorum, I just received information from the clerk that Mr. Parker cannot represent you in this misdemeanor matter. But we do have a court-appointed attorney here this morning if you wish to speak to Mr. Bowditch regarding this malicious destruction of building. Ms. Quorum,
Yes, ma'am.
do you wish to speak to the court-appointed attorney, Mr. Bowditch, regarding this matter, or do you wish to proceed on your own?
The attorney.
You'll see an invitation to join Mr. Bowditch in the breakout room.
Okay.
Jeff, it's breakout room 1.
Thank you, Mary Ann.
You're welcome.
Ms. Twins is back. Is Ms. Richards? Oh. What happened to Ms. Richards?
I don't see her in the
I
breakout room.
don't see her at all. And Mary Ann, my question is, why does somebody feel the need to put 3 stickers on the file to say, please array? That suggests that she doesn't think that we're paying attention.
Sometimes I think I need that many reminders, Your Honor.
See, Mary Ann, we start early, we're ready, and then this happens.
But you know it's just a matter of time for this to happen.
No, oh, look at how cute. The trooper and his coworker.
We need more time.
Mr. Bicker, was that sufficient time with Mr. Grubbs?
No, we need a little more time, Your Honor.
Mary Ann will put you back in your breakout room.
Yep, thank you, Mary.
Your Honor, we would also need a little bit more time with Ms. Corum.
Yes, sir. So will it get better when we have our next in-person day, Mary Ann? I think our next criminal day will be in person.
I'm gonna say yes.
The PCCs will be in person, Judge?
That's what you hear or respond to? Really?
Yes, Judge, because now I've been telling everyone that it's fine to cover my docket because most of the days are over Zoom.
And then Heather says, Heather, we're supposed to be opening, and I thought opening meant in person, not necessarily. I thought you cut your hair. You scared me for a
No,
second.
I did not cut my hair. I will probably never cut my hair again. I'm still struggling from the last time I cut it.
That's what wigs are for. Not next week, Ms. Fortier, probably our next criminal cycle, which will be 5 weeks from now.
Okay, but so all of Wednesday is going to be in person.
I'm sorry, what?
So like the PCCs and stuff will also be in person, and then the misdemeanor dockets as well. Everything is going to be in person again.
It will eventually go that way.
Okay.
We have to open. I'm not saying it's imminent. Just
Well, sorry, Judge. The reason I'm asking is because I know that like the circuit court is not planning on doing most of like their pre-trials and their calendar conferences and stuff in person like ever again. So it was most people's understanding that the district courts were also going to plan on being that way as well.
we're being encouraged to work as remotely as possible, but that's not always possible.
Okay. Because again, I just want to make sure whoever is, they're not giving me at this point, one single person to cover for me. There is one person that's in charge of basically corralling everyone to make sure that everything does have coverage, but no actual one person that I can just give my schedule to and I can just give all the files and everything to. Well, I'm concerned. I just don't want anybody to drop the ball on anything.
Don't be concerned. As long as your notice says Zoom ID, we're going by Zoom.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that will change at some point. I did not mean to cause that reaction in you. Holy smokes.
I just got worried.
I hear it in your voice. Like you don't want to come here. I think if you were in person, people would show up on time and we can get these things going a little bit more quickly.
Judge, I don't necessarily look forward to coming back in person full time, as it does take me a long time to get to the court. But yes, I will.
Let me see if I can muster some sympathy for you. Mr. Mahana, I'm looking for your client.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. I don't see your client as of yet. Mr. Bowdish, was that sufficient time with Ms. Quorum?
Yes, Your Honor. I would need to talk to the prosecutor, though.
You do need to talk to the prosecutor?
Yes, ma'am.
Marianne will send you a breakout room.
All right.
And see, Ms. Fortier, this is what the problem is. If you were in person, there wouldn't be any of this. Mr. Bowdish could lean over, whisper in Mr. Curry's ear, and we could keep moving.
Yes, I mean, I understand. I don't disagree with you, the practicality of certain things being in person, Judge. I just, like I said, want to make sure I'm prepared to let the rest of my colleagues know what is going on.
Understood.
Darian, I make that lovely
Mr.
drive
Glenn.
about every Wednesday.
Yeah.
Mr. Curry and Mr. Bowditch, just room number 2, please.
Thank you, Marianne.
Thanks.
Mr. Bickert.
Yes, Your Honor, we were just wrapping up. We probably needed like 30 more seconds. I don't know why we're on the timer.
Marianne will put you back in. Mr. Blake. Mr. Glenn. Mr. Glenn, do you need to speak with Mr. Blake?
No, Your Honor, we've already spoken.
What happened to Mr. Curry? Oh, Marianne, tell you. Mr. Blake's audio is connecting, Mr. Glenn, so as soon as that occurs.
Hello?
Yes, sir. This is 210. We lost the prosecutor again.
Thank you for your patience. You'll be assisted momentarily. Please stay on the line.
Hi, Daniel. Here's Ms. Strong speaking.
Hi, good morning. This is Attorney Me.
Mr. Curry,
Yes, Judge.
this is 210460FY and 210473FY. State of Michigan versus James Blake.
The file's right in front of me, Your Honor. And it's Alex
sorry?
Curry, Alex Curry on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Thank you.
William Glenn on behalf of Mr. Blake, P 36794.
Thank you, gentlemen. These matters were scheduled for PCC this morning. As for the case ending 463, the offense date of June 2nd, how are we proceeding?
Yana, we asking for a live exam on both matters.
Thank you. Our next live exam date, Marianne, is August 18th.
That's correct.
At what time?
Let me double check.
Thank you, ma'am.
And Mr. Glenn, do you have discovery on both of those matters?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
$2:30.
Mr. Glenn, before we in fact put these matters on the schedule, I will note for the record that I am married to an elected official in Van Buren Township who is the law enforcement agency engaged in this matter. My spouse has no daily contact, supervision, or control over any of the cases, and the Van Buren Township Public Safety Department would not know about this case, would not have any involvement in this case.
We have no objection to going forward, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. These matters are both scheduled for exam on August 18th, 2021 at 2:30 p.m. Anything else, Mr. Curry?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Glenn?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Glenn, there is a fingerprint order for case 210473. The court has signed it. I'm not sure if Heather will send that electronically or how we're doing that. Heather? I was waiting for some direction from the clerk. Thank you. Okay. So the order for fingerprints is outstanding, Mr. Glenn.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. We're all set, Mr. Blake. Have a good day.
Thank you. Can Mr. Blake write that date down? I'll be in touch with you long before then. Okay, thank you. All right.
Judge, we're ready on Toynes now.
Thank you, ma'am. But we are doing Grubbs. Mr. Bickert, was that sufficient time with Mr. Grubbs?
I'm sorry. I was literally going to ask for us to go back one more time.
You'll go back again.
Fair enough.
This is 210182FY and 210240FY, State of Michigan versus Marjorie Toynes. Appearances, please.
Alex Curry on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Neighborhood Defender Service of Detroit by Nancy Richards, P68850, appearing on behalf of Ms. Toynes, who is present on Zoom. Ms. Toynes, could you unmute and state your name?
Marjorie Toynes.
Your Honor, today is an adjourned probable cause conference. I have now received the discovery in this matter. After discussing Ms. Toynes, her right to preliminary examination, she does understand that right, and she wishes to waive preliminary examination at this time.
She wishes to waive her preliminary exams?
That's correct, Your Honor.
In both matters?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Toynes, were you able to hear the comments made by your attorney just now?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand, ma'am, that you have an absolute right to have preliminary examinations in both of these matters where the prosecutors would have to prove that there was probable cause to believe that a crime had been committed and that you were involved in the commission of that crime.
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that you still wish to waive your right to have an exam in these matters?
Yes, Your Honor.
And no one's threatening you in any way to get you to waive this exam?
No, Your Honor.
No one's promised you anything?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Richards, because we are virtual, there is no signed waiver in the file. Are you authorizing the court to sign the waiver on your behalf?
Yes, Your Honor.
And on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Waivers for exams in both matters are signed by the court on behalf of the defendant's attorney and the defendant with verbal authorization from the parties. The next court date in these matters will be the arraignment on the information on July 14th, 2021 at 9 a.m. at the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice. The defendant will be bound over as previously charged. Bonds in both matters will continue. Anything else, Mr. Curry?
Yes, Ms. Richards. I just wanted to let you know that you should have received paper in the office and the officer in charge about the digital. According to my file, I guess I did talk to me, so we'll upload it, so we will get that to you shortly.
Okay, I believe you sent some digital, so there's more.
Okay, maybe you know what? I'll just double check that for you.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Richards, do you have any other matters with the court this morning?
No, Your Honor, that was all.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
You as well.
Thank you. This is, Mr. Bickert, was that sufficient time?
Yes, Your Honor.
210323 FD, State of Michigan versus Jeffrey Grubbs. Further arraignment in this matter, Mr. Bickert.
Yeah, you said for arraignment, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
we would waive any further reading.
Thank you. And as to bond in this matter,
Your Honor, it was my understanding that Mr. Grubbs already been arraigned.
I have stickers in the file to please arraign him. There's no indication that he had been arraigned.
Understood. Your Honor, as to bond, I would just ask that the court maintain the current bond or grant Mr. Grubbs a personal bond. He has appeared today. I see no reason why he would be a danger to the community as a whole. Your Honor, I do acknowledge the serious nature of the charged offense. However, as indicated, he has appeared. Doesn't appear that he's violating any laws or any. So I would ask the court to grant Mr. Grubbs a personal bond.
Bond will be set at $5,000 personal. Mr. Grubbs is not to ingest any intoxicants during the pendency of this matter. As for the PCC.
And as for the PCC, I have explained to Mr. Grubbs his right to a preliminary examination in his matter. Given our discussion, Your Honor, Mr. Grubbs would like to waive his right to a preliminary exam and agree to be bound over to the circuit court.
Mr. Grubbs, did you hear the comments made by Mr. Bicker just now?
Yeah.
And sir, you understand that you have an absolute right to have an exam in this matter,
Yes.
where the prosecutor would have to prove that both a crime had been committed and that probable cause exists to believe that you were involved in the commission of that crime.
Yes.
And you wish to waive that exam at this time.
Yes.
No one's threatened you in any way to get you to waive the exam?
No, ma'am.
You're doing so voluntarily.
Yes.
Mr. Bicker, inasmuch as we're conducting these proceedings virtually, are you authorizing the court to sign the waiver on your behalf
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
and on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I am, and I have discussed that specifically with Mr. Grubbs.
Waiver will be signed on behalf of your client and on behalf of yourself. The next proceeding in this matter will be the arraignment on the information to Frank Murphy Hall of Justice. That will be on July the 14th at 9 a.m. The bond that was just set will continue until that time. Anything else for the felony case, Mr. Curry?
Yes, Mr. Bicker, do you have discovery on that matter?
Was just trying to look at that. Yeah. Can I let you know right when we get off the record? I'll text it to you or something via in the chat.
Yeah, I think you still have my number. You can text me.
It just may take me a little longer than we need
That's fine.
to determine that. But I can also send it in here, or you can just give me the number if you want me to send a text.
Yeah, you know what? Why don't you send it to my email, acurry@waynecounty.com. That's AKURI@waynecounty.com.
Mr. Bickert, I wanted to indicate further that Mr. Grubbs has some other outstanding matters with this court. He has a no proof of insurance from April of 2019 where he owes the court $428. And a equipment violation, defective or missing equipment from, again, April 24, 2019. He owes the court $344. He can contact the court's collection department to make arrangements in those matters. There's also an outstanding driving while license not valid or improper plates. He entered a plea of not guilty back in November 26, 2019. And the matter appears to have fallen off of the radar a little bit. That matter can be reset for pretrial.
I think that would be probably a good idea. Okay. Mr. Grubbs, you understand that the court is okay.
That pretrial will be July 21st, 2021 at 10:45 a.m. And that will be with Judge Oakley.
What date is that, Judge? I'm sorry.
I have it, Judge.
It's fine. It is July 21st, 2021 at 10:45 with Judge Oakley. Anything else, Mr. Curry?
Nothing for the people, Judge.
Anything else, Mr. Bickert?
No, Your Honor, nothing for the defense.
Thank you. Mr. Grubbs, we're all set. Have a good day, sir.
You also.
Thank you. This is Marianne. This is 1S3788270 A and B. These are State of Michigan versus Lashana Cheyenne Ogden. Ms. Ogden, are you present? These matters were scheduled for 9:30 a.m. It's now 9:57 a.m. by the court's clock. There are no unidentified persons in the court's waiting room. Ms. Ogden. There's no one stepping forward in these matters. Defendant having failed to appear this morning, capias shall issue. The matters are being called now because there's an officer present who has been present for over half an hour now. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Curry?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Thank you. Trooper Courage, thank you for attending this morning.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too, sir. Yes, Mayor, Heather, I want him to get on and he'll get his adjournment right away if he's not already on. Mr. Bowditch. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we do that, Mr. Bickert, you had some other files with us this morning.
Yes, Your Honor. I have.
Mr. Gibson, have you talked to him yet?
I have not, Your Honor.
He is here, Marianne. Would you send Mr. Gibson and Mr. Bickert into a breakout room? And Mr. Bickert, you had a Kamisha Foster who has not appeared this morning.
Understood, Your Honor. I will try to reach out.
Thank you. And then on the quorum matter, recalling 192683SM. Appearances, State of Michigan versus Alicia Quorum.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch, 45367, appearing on behalf of and with Ms. Quorum.
And Alexander Curry on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Your Honor, after having discussions with prosecution and realizing that Ms. Quorum at one time was represented, we wish to adjourn this for discovery.
Hello.
Discovery is requested. I'll make a notation in the file. Adjourn the matter. The question is 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Mr. Bowditch, what are you requesting?
Mr. Prosecutor, what are you thinking?
I think that'd be up to. That'd be up to you, Mr. Bowditch. I mean, a week would be fine for us to find the file. And
you want 2 weeks just in case?
2 weeks would probably be better.
2 weeks, Your Honor, if we could.
The matter will be adjourned to 7/14/2021 at 9 a.m. That will be with Judge Oakley. July 14th, 2021 at 9 a.m.
Your Honor, can I go
note for
into
the
a
record
breakout
that.
room? Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. A breakout room with Ms. Quorum?
Just to make an explanation, Your Honor.
Okay. Marianne will send you an invitation to join her in the breakout room.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. This is 200540FY. State of Michigan versus Nicole Kinosian.
Hi.
Mr. Mahana, I'm sorry. What happened to the attorneys? I'm sorry, ma'am, we seem to have lost your attorney.
Okay.
But if you sit tight, we see him pop back in, we'll get back to you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Randazzo? You're on mute, sir.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. I have not seen Booth as of yet, I don't think.
I spoke to her earlier. She's having some technical difficulties trying to get in.
Judge, let me see if this person, who this is in here, the person that has the phone
While
number.
you do that, I'm gonna step off for a second, Marianne.
Okay. The person that has the phone number ending in 0437, can you hear me?
Mr. Curry, I have not got discovery on the Nicole Booth case yet.
Well, I sent it last week. Let's see if I can resend it. Is your email on the bar website the correct email?
Yes.
Okay. Let me double check something really quick.
Okay.
I know last time you were looking for I called about digital and I found it and uploaded and sent it, but let me double check.
Okay.
Mr. Randazzo, my laptop saying I'm not connected to the internet, which is odd because I'm on Zoom. So
Love technology.
yeah. So let me double check with my coworker about because I know she connected. Let me double check something.
The person with the phone number ending in 0437, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me? Hold on. I'm having hello? My name is Ernest Bellinger.
Okay, hold on, please.
Okay.
Nicole, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Wrong Nicole.
Oh, sorry.
Nicole, can you hear me? Okay, I'm gonna put you on speaker. Hang on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, just stay there for the time being, okay?
Okay.
Ms. Randazzo, is she unable to connect?
She can't get a Wi-Fi connection, Judge. I have her on my speakerphone in the office. Nicole, can you identify yourself, please? Can you hear that, Judge?
I did, but Mr. Curry doesn't appear to be at his desk.
Yeah, he's checking on, because I haven't got discovery in this case, and he's checking to see what happened.
Okay.
And if the court would permit, my client is on my office phone because she can't connect to the internet.
Mr. Bickert, was that enough time with Mr. Gibson?
Yes, it was, Your Honor.
As soon as the prosecutor comes back, we'll call the matter.
Understood.
Gibson's me, Judge.
Oh, thank you. This is 210452FY, State of Michigan versus Devontae Gibson. Appearances, please.
Morning, Your Honor. Darian Fortier on behalf of the people, P83359.
May it please the court, Your Honor. Tyrone Bickert from Neighborhood Defender Services of Detroit, appearing on behalf of Mr. Devontae Gibson, who's present via Zoom.
State your name for me, please, Mr. Gibson.
Devontae Gibson.
Thank you, sir. This matter was scheduled for PCC this morning. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, I've advised we would respectfully request an exam in this matter, Your Honor.
Judge, I would note that I don't have digital discovery back from my OIC yet. I am currently in the process of sending Mr. Bickert paper.
I would indicate I do have at least some paper discovery. It's approximately 16 pages or so.
That should be correct then.
Okay, so I do have the paper. I just need the digital stuff.
Our next live exam date, I think, is September. Marianne will double check that.
The 22nd, and you're wide open, starting at noon.
September the 22nd, 2021 at 1 p.m.
Judge, are we?
Oh, Darian is special. She usually is on Mondays. Thank you, Heather.
That was my next question. When we go back to being completely in person, is everything back on Wednesdays?
I'm sorry?
When we go back to being in person, is everything back on Wednesdays?
I don't know. We haven't had that discussion. And I gave you a Wednesday date, but Heather just reminded me that you might be available on August the 23rd. Heather, on August the 23rd, what's the time? Same time, August 23rd, Mr. Bickert, August 23rd, 21 at 1 p.m.
Judge, you already have a 1 o'clock.
Heather just told me 1 o'clock.
I have it in my calendar that you have a 1 o'clock.
Oh, thank you, Heather. 1:30?
Sorry about that. My phone just blacked out.
No worries. Mr. Bickert, it's actually going to be August 23rd, 2021 at 1:30 for Mr. Gibson.
Ooh. Okay. August 23rd at 1 p.m.
1:30.
1:30.
1:30.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day.
Ms. Gibson, I'll be in touch. I still have Foster, Your Honor. I'm going to try to reach Miss Foster.
Okay. Mr. Gibson, you're all set. We'll see you August 23rd.
All right, thank you.
This is 210482 FY, State of Michigan versus Nicole Booth. Appearances.
Morning, Your Honor. Daniel Randazzo on behalf of Nicole Booth.
Alex Curry on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Mr. Curry, Mr. Randazzo advised me that his client is having some technical difficulties, but she is on speakerphone in his office.
That's fine, Judge.
This matter was scheduled for PCC this morning. How are we proceeding?
Judge, I have not received the discovery in this case, and I'd ask for just a 2-week adjournment so that Mr. Curry and I can work out the discovery issues.
And Judge, I had sent discovery, paper discovery back on the 16th, and then followed up with the OIC, and then subsequently sent digital discovery that day. And I just spoke to my colleague while I was having technical difficulties, and she just sent the discovery to Mr. Randazzo as well. So, we're trying to send discovery, but we'll try and figure out what's going on.
I understand. Mr. Randazzo, you said a 2-week adjournment?
That would be correct, Judge.
That will put us on July the 14th, 2021 at 8:45 a.m. And that will be with Judge Oakley. 8:45 a.m. on July the 14th with Judge Oakley.
Very good, Judge. Thank you.
And
Anything else, Mr. Curry?
I'm sorry, Judge, I interrupted you. I was going to say, Mr. Randazzo, we had just sent you discovery again. I'm going to give you my email right now, and you can email me if you don't get it at some point today. So my email is acurry@waynecounty.com. So that's AKURRIE@waynecounty.com.
Okay. Is county spelled all the way out?
That's correct. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's Wayne County, no spaces, no caps.
Okay.
All right.
So far, it hasn't shown up on my email.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Gold.
Yes, hi. I'm glad you could see me in.
What are you here for?
I'm representing Zachary McCree, and we are ready.
This is 210146 FY, State of Michigan versus Zachary Quinn McCree. Mr. McCree, would you unmute yourself and state your name for me, please, sir?
Zachary McCree.
Thank you. Mr. Gold, this matter is scheduled for arraignment this matter. How do you wish to proceed?
He stands mute and waives the, actually, he wants to waive an exam, and the next court date should be in Frank Murphy.
Mr. McCree, were you able to hear your attorney just now?
Yes, ma'am.
And sir, you understand that you have a right to have an exam in this matter, where the prosecutor would have to prove that there was probable cause to believe that a crime had been committed and that you were involved in that in the commission of that crime.
Yes, ma'am.
And is it true that you wish to waive that exam this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that means you would be bound over as previously charged to Frank Murphy Hall of Justice?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Gold, inasmuch as we are appearing virtually, there is no signed waiver in the file. Do you authorize the court to sign the waiver on your behalf?
Yes, I do.
And on behalf of your client?
Yes.
The court will execute the waiver on the verbal authorization of defense counsel. The next step in these proceedings will be the arraignment on the information, which will occur at the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice on July 14th, 2021 at 9 a.m. There is the small outstanding matter of bond. I'm looking for a bond recommendation in the file, and I do not see one as of yet. Mr. Gold, what do you wish to say as to bond in this matter?
Well, Your Honor, he's living in Ohio, and I believe that he hasn't had to pay, I don't think, a bond yet, and I'm hoping that he won't have to.
Bond will be set at 5,000 personal, no controlled substances during the pendency of this matter. Mr. Curry, anything you'd like to add in this matter?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Gold?
No, I think that pretty much concludes it.
Thank you. Mr. McCree, we're all set. You have a good afternoon, sir.
Mr. McCree, did you hear her?
It looks like we lost him, Mr.
Well, I have his phone number.
Zoom. Hello.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Oh, I just saw Mr. Kamaj.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, your client's name, sir?
My client's name is Bilal Maru, and he's here with me at my office.
That's mine, Judge.
Your Honor, real quick.
Real quick.
On Miss Foster, I'm fairly confident Miss Foster is not going to appear. I do not have a contact number. However, I will be asking the court for a possible adjourn date so I can have our investigators see if they can find Miss Foster. It looks like there may be some issues of mental illness and homelessness.
So this is 210491 FY State of Michigan versus Kamisha Foster. And Mr. Bickert, you said you'd be requesting an adjournment?
I am, Your Honor. I would ask the court for one chance to see if we can locate Miss Foster. Apparently from my review of the discovery, and we don't have a contact number for Miss Foster. However, I will be putting an investigator on it. Miss Foster may suffer from some mental illness and also appear to be homeless or possibly homeless at the time of the offense. I think it's appropriate for me to try to have an investigator see if they can locate her. I just asked the court for that opportunity.
Mr. Curry?
The people don't have anything to add at this point, Judge, and we would not object to an adjournment. And Mr. Bickert, do you have discovery on this matter?
I do have paper discovery.
Okay, we just got.
It looks like there should be significant video.
Yeah, we uploaded it yesterday, so I'll send that to you right.
Understood.
I'll send it to you today.
Can you make sure that goes to tbickert@ndsdetroit.org and not? I've had some issues with it going to an old email. So
gotcha. Okay, so tbickert@NDS Detroit.
Yes, that's BICKER, D as in David, T as in Tom.
At NDS Detroit.
Yes,
Ms.
.org.
Fortier, I will indicate for the record that I do not like how Mr. Bickert just bogarted into the middle of a hearing that had been called.
I'm sorry.
I'll put that on the side. I'll put that, I'll put that on the side. The Foster matter will be adjourned to July 14, 2021 at 9:30 a.m. with Judge Oakley. I will note for the record that the court's file indicates that there is not good contact information for the defendant as well. So good luck to you and your investigator, Mr. Bickert.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, back to Maru. 210435 FY State of Michigan versus Bilal Maru. Appearances.
Darian Fortier for the people, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you and your staff, Your Honor. David Kamaj appearing on behalf of Mr. Maru, who's present with me here at my office.
Thank you.
So
I will note that there is a motion from the defendant to amend the bond conditions. Before we get to that, for purposes of PCC, how are we proceeding this morning?
Well, Your Honor, I've received all the paper discovery. I've spoken to my client about his right to a preliminary examination. At this point in time, my client's going to waive that right to an exam and request to be bound over to the Wayne County Circuit Court.
No objection from the people, Judge. I would note though, while we're doing that, if it's possible to have Mr. Kabaj, I didn't get a bond motion. I'd really like to review it before I have to argue against it.
It was sent to Miss Gillis.
Well, she's not the prosecutor on this case, so can I please have it?
That was the prosecutor I was dealing with. I didn't know you were going to be here today. I would have sent it to you.
Thank you.
Inasmuch as Mr. Maru is sitting there with Mr. Kamaj, sir, you heard the comments made by your attorney this morning?
Yes.
And you understand you have an absolute right to have a preliminary exam in this matter where the prosecutor will have to prove that probable cause existed to believe that both a crime had been committed and you were involved in the commission of that crime?
Yes.
And is your desire this morning to waive that exam?
Yes.
You understand that the next step in these proceedings will be bound over for arraignment on the information at the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice.
Yes.
Mr. Kamaj, inasmuch as we are proceeding virtually, there is not a signed waiver in the file. Do you authorize the court to sign the waiver on your behalf?
I do, Your Honor. Thank you.
And on behalf of Mr. Maru?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will sign the waiver. Mr. Maru will be bound over as previously charged. The next appearance date will be July 14, 2021 at 9 a.m. at the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice. Bond in this matter had previously been set at $10,000 personal with an indication that he have no contact with the victim or return to 311 North Military, GPS tether for location but not curfew. The motion to amend bond that the court received indicated that the defendant owns the property 311 North Military and that he was being kept out of the home and Mr. Maru, was under directive from an agency to address the marijuana plants, the medical marijuana plants that were growing in the home. But because he had been denied access to the property, he was unable to respond to that directive. Ms. Fortier, have you received the motion?
Not yet, Judge.
Not yet? Mr. Kamaj, what I'll do is if you could be kind enough to email a copy of the motion to Ms. Fortier, I'm gonna set the file on the side. When she turns her camera back on, indicating that she's received it and reviewed it, we'll pick the matter up, okay?
That sounds great. Thank you for that, Your Honor.
Thank you. This is 200540FY. This is State of Michigan versus Nicole Kanosian. Appearances, please.
Alex Curry on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Nijad Mihana appearing on behalf of Ms. Kanosian, P59371.
Your name, please, ma'am.
Nicole Kanosian.
Thank you. Mr. Mahana, my apologies. I called the matter before. I didn't know that you had left us for a second. Are you ready to proceed this morning, sir?
Judge, if I can talk to the prosecutor, because I can tell you this is a case that was put over only 1 week from last week. And Ms. Gillis was on it, and she was offering 1 year misdemeanor use of controlled substance. We adjourned it 1 week because she had just emailed me the discovery on that day.
And I have a note.
Marianne will send you into a breakout room with Mr. Curry.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Bellinger. Gentleman with the white t-shirt, black cap on, your name, please.
Richard Henry.
Douglas Bellinger.
I'm sorry, Richard?
Henry.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning, Ms. Robinson.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you, sir? Sir. How are you, ma'am?
I'm
I
doing
know.
fine.
He's gonna
Judge. James Metzger. I'm here. All right, station.
Mr. Kamaj,
Mr. Metzger, Mr. Jones is no longer representing you, correct?
Correct.
Yes, Your Honor.
you also represent Mr. Henry?
Yeah, that's going to be a waiver as well, Your Honor. I just don't have the prosecutor's email address.
He's going to put it in the chat for you.
Okay.
Mr. Bellinger,
Yes.
this is
Can you hear me?
210445 SM. I can, sir. This is State of Michigan versus Ernest Bellinger.
Yes.
Sir, you are scheduled this morning for a pre-trial in this matter. But your
Yes.
attorney, Ms. Sharon Greer, is not here and she's not available this morning.
So y'all killing me. I need to get in my house. Hello?
Sir, I'm here. There is another court-appointed attorney available. I'm not sure if we're able to get a hold of Ms. Greer or if this matter is going to have to be adjourned.
Well, ma'am, I don't even know because I haven't even talked to her.
Okay, sir, what I'm going to do is have you mute yourself. I'll have the clerk look into it and see if there's someone available this morning.
Okay. Okay.
Mr. Kamash, did you get Mr. Curry's email address?
No, I need the email address. I need Miss Foyer's email address.
Oh.
That's okay. I actually just spoke with the complaining witness, and based off of Mr. Kamaj's indication of what his argument is, I have asked the complaining witness to log on. So she should be popping into the waiting room any moment now. It's my understanding,
Okay.
Mr. Kamaj, that your argument is that she needs to vacate the home and Mr. Kamaj can stay there.
My argument is that she can vacate the home so that I can stay there?
I'm sorry that I apologize, Mr. Maru can stay at the house. That's what you want.
That would be on my wish list, absolutely.
Okay.
But what the motion is requesting, what the motion is requesting is that we be allowed access to the home to seal the basement and destroy whatever marijuana plants are in the basement. That's what the motion's asking for.
Okay. I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Okay.
Because after speaking with the complaining witness in this case, it's my understanding that they actually technically own the home together.
They do not.
It's my understanding that she paid for the home.
Ms. Fortier,
Yes,
do you want to go into a breakout room with Mr. Kamaj?
Yes,
Let's go to a breakup. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Mahana, I'm sorry, we started talking about a waiver in this matter and I got sidetracked by.
Your Honor, my client is being made an offer to plead to a misdemeanor.
And that is true, Judge.
In 210540 FY, she's been made an offer.
Yes.
And what was the offer?
Use of a controlled substance, Your Honor, a 1-year misdemeanor.
And Mr. Mahana, you say your client's going to accept that offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Kanosian, you heard the comments made by your attorney this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand there's an offer from the prosecutor that if you plead to the added count of use of controlled substance, that the pending charge of possession, narcotic or cocaine less than 25 grams will be dismissed?
Yes, ma'am.
And you wish to avail yourself of that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, you understand the court accepts your plea in this matter. You won't have a trial of any kind. You won't have the opportunity to call or present witnesses on your own behalf. Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
and your attorney has discussed the other rights you'll be surrendering if you enter a plea in this matter.
Yes.
And you still wish to proceed.
Yes, ma'am.
You haven't been threatened in any way to get you to plead guilty?
No.
You haven't been promised anything?
No.
Ma'am, is it true that on November 26, 2019, in the city of Romulus, you
Why am I
used a
in
controlled
this?
substance contrary to law?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Mahana, do you wish to inquire further of your client?
No, Judge, I am satisfied.
Satisfied, Mr. Curry?
Yes, Judge.
Ma'am, the court will accept your plea to the added count of use of controlled substance, dismiss the possession charge. The matter will be referred to probation. They will provide you with a date to return for sentencing. Your phone number, please, Ms. Kanosian.
It's 313-955-3185.
And your email address.
It's NicoleKenosha@gmail.com.
Wait. Somebody's talking over the. Ma'am, I'm sorry.
It's NicoleKenosha@gmail.com.
Ma'am, you will be getting an email and a phone call from the court within the next few days. Please respond to them, okay?
Okay, I'm in a treatment center right now. I go to transitional housing after I leave here.
Your Honor, she is currently at Naomi's Nest.
Oh.
And oddly enough, their phone numbers were not working this whole morning, so.
Yeah, the lines are down.
Yeah, that's what I had figured. I was gonna come on and ask you to adjourn this case because I didn't think she was gonna be able to come on.
So, Mr. Mahana, how are you suggesting we proceed?
Judge, if you would like to do immediate sentence, I have no objection. The purpose and the reason would be, Judge, is that this is a case from 2019. She is on probation in the city of Taylor for a misdemeanor for a drug case, and she is in drug court there. So she's under the watch of the city of Taylor as well in a drug court program.
Mr. Curry, do you have any objection to an immediate sentencing?
I do not, Your Honor.
Mr. Mahana, anything you'd like to say further as to fines and costs in this matter?
Judge, I would respectfully request that obviously she serve either a term of probation or maybe just fines and costs in light of the fact that she is also on probation in Taylor. I'm sure she's got to pay fines and costs there, and she's in drug court. She's been doing rehab, and as I stated, this is a case from 2019. So lately, she has not been using drugs, and she has turned her life around.
Ma'am, how long have you been at Naomi's Nest?
About a month.
Court will assess a fine of $200, cost of $100. Building fee of 20, crime victims of 75, state costs of 50. Will not assess any probation in this matter, in as much as Mr. Mahana has indicated that that Ms. Kanosian is currently on probation to another court. And then, ma'am, unless there's anything else, Mr. Curry?
Nothing else from the people, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Mahana?
No, Your Honor, thank you much.
Ms. Canosia, and the court wishes you the absolute
Thank
best.
you. You cut it back on.
Okay.
Have a
Thank you,
good
Your
day,
Honor.
ma'am.
Have a great day, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Robinson, did you need to speak to your client?
No, I have talked with him already, Judge. Thank you.
Judge, I believe on the iPhone, in the blue shirt is Miss Serini. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is it possible to just briefly have a breakout room with her so I can explain to her what's going on?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
This is 210512FY, State of Michigan versus Ronald Molman. Securities, please.
Alex Curry on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Good morning, Judge, to you and to your staff. Randy Robinson from the Neighborhood Defender Service. My P number is 66895. I'm here on behalf of Ronald Molman, who is present by Zoom.
State your name for me, please, Mr. Molman.
Ronald Molman.
Thank you. This matter is scheduled for arraignment, Ms. Robinson. How are we proceeding?
Judge, as to the, I guess this is an arraignment on the warrant. We would waive the formal reading and stand mute. We're usually not here at this arraignment. But yeah, we waive the formal reading and stand mute.
Thank you, ma'am. As to bond in this matter?
Judge, this case has sort of an interesting history. APA Fortier was handling the matter, the felony matter, before it was dismissed. So Mr. Molman was released on a bond by, it was a 10,000, 10% bond, or 100,000, 10% bond that was set by Judge Oakley, I believe, back in, oh goodness gracious, let me try to pull up the actual dates. And I apologize. Okay, so the bond was initially set very high, at like $250,000 cash. I came on and had a conversation with Judge Oakley whereby he reduced the bond to $100,000, 10% with a GPS tether. That was done on April 21st. Mr. Molman posted that bond and did not have any issues whatsoever in terms of making contact with the complaining witness or bond violations or anything of that sort. What I would ask the court to do is, notwithstanding the seriousness of the charge, allow him to be released on a personal bond with that GPS tether, because I think that's the primary concern here, is making sure that there isn't contact with the complaining witness and allowing him to proceed that way. He was working before he picked up this case initially. He lost that job, but now he has resumed working informally with a friend laying floors. He does have a very, very supportive family network. He has a twin sister that I've been in touch with. He also has another sister, Kayla, that is very, very active and involved with the case, and he and I are in regular contact. Mr. Molman also has a stable place to live. First time this case was charged, he had his own house, but he lost that house. Now he's living with his father on Vaughn Street in Detroit, and that would be the place that he tethers to at 6335 Vaughn, Detroit 48228. So again, I recognize that the charges are significant, but given that he hasn't had any issues with violation of the previous bond that was set, I would ask the court to give him a personal bond with the GPS tether and the no contact provision with the complaining witness.
Mr. Curry.
Well, Judge, I'm afraid I erroneously stepped in on this case. I was trying to find Mr. Molman's name in the docket sheet, and once I did find it was after I put my name on the record, so as not to keep the court waiting. And this appears to be Ms. Fortier's case, who's currently in the breakout room with Mr. Kamaj. I would not feel comfortable, A, obviously making an argument, and B, leaving it to your discretion if Ms. Fortier has additional concerns. So I guess what I'm asking, Judge, is we wait for Ms. Fortier to come back and then explain the situation, so she can either make an argument against Ms. Robinson's point or leave it to your discretion, Your Honor.
Judge, and I have no objection to that. Darian and I have been in regular contact on this case. I just assumed that maybe she was handing it off to him for this.
And that's my fault, Ms. Robinson.
I've sent Ms. Fortier a request to rejoin the main room so that we can conclude this matter. She is with a witness from another case. If she can come back. Oh. Ms. Fortier, my apologies. I know you were in with someone else, but this is the matter of Ronald Molman.
Okay, did you call it, Judge?
Mr. Curry had, I'm sorry?
Did you call Molman? Has it been called?
I did call Molman.
Okay. Hearing
Mr.
Fortier-
Curry put his appearance on without realizing that this was actually your case. Ms. Robinson is here. We did start the arraignment. We were getting to the question of bond.
Judge, the people would just ask for a GPS tether. This is an aggravated stalking case. The only reason it's not currently still in process, it was dismissed on a technicality last week and was immediately reissued. I think a tether is appropriate in an aggravated stalking case, especially one that involved a weapon. That's the people's position.
And Judge, as we indicated previously, I have no objection to the tether. I think that is the primary feature of bond that's going to be relevant going forward. So.
There was a recommendation from March, it must have been from the previous matter, for a cash bond. Ms. Fortier, any comment on that?
Judge, I mean, I think a cash bond is appropriate, but my main concern here is the tether. So I would leave the currency part of the bond in the court's discretion.
And Judge, may I just say, practically speaking, really the only reason I'm asking for the personal bond is because he posted the bond previously. Because this case was reissued right away, it's not like that bond money came back, and I think he would have to come into custody to repost it, and it's just kind of messy. I think, again, given the lack of any violations from the time that he was released on GPS tether, I think a personal bond would be appropriate just practically so that it doesn't result in an unnecessary period of incarceration, so that he can post the same bond that he's already out on. So that's why we asked for personal.
The bond will be $10,000 personal. There'll be a GPS tether for location. He is to have no contact with Brianne Cottrell, Cotrell. Do not return to 32801 Ecorse Road in Romulus, or 964 Deering Street in Garden City.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Molman, no contact means no contact, no direct contact, no contact with third parties, no texting, no contact through social media. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
And ask for the next appearance in this matter. Ms. Robinson, do you have discovery?
I don't yet, but I know Ms. Fortier is very good about disclosing it. So I trust her to give me the outstanding discovery that was missing the first time around. I think we could probably set this for an exam date, frankly.
Judge, I would agree. There are a couple of things I need to scan onto evidence.com and resend the link to Ms. Robinson, but I don't think we have an issue with exam dates being set so far out setting an exam in this case.
So we can set a live exam date of, you're here on August 23rd with a 1 o'clock, is that?
Judge, I'm not here for anything.
Well, your docket is.
But yes,
I was
that's
gonna say,
fine.
I hope she's not. She needs to go have that baby in peace and not be thinking about court.
But Judge,
can we
that would
do-
make sense for my colleague if that date is good for Ms. Robinson.
August 23rd at 2 p.m. Mary Ann, is that?
That should work fine.
Judge,
I just make up dates.
can I just ask, because we're familiar with this case and we did already have an exam date on this case previously, if we are not back to fully in person, I would ask for an exception in this case to be allowed to have my victim advocate in person while the complaining witness is testifying.
I have no
Any
objection.
objection, Ms. Robinson?
No.
Absolutely, Ms. Fortier, that's fine.
Thank
So
you.
2 p.m. on August the 23rd. And Ms. Robinson, you can have your client present by July 2nd at 9 a.m. The clerk will send the paperwork to the tether unit so that he can have his tether installed.
Okay, I think he may still have the tether on from the last time, so he may just need to go down there and change in paperwork. It was reissued the same day, so.
Okay.
But yeah.
Anything else in this matter, Ms. Fortier?
Nothing from the people, Judge. Thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Robinson?
No, Judge, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Molman, we're all set. We'll see you in August. Ms. Robinson, do you have anything else with us this morning?
No, I don't.
Have a good day, ma'am.
You too.
Thank
Judge,
you.
could I have a couple more minutes in that breakout room, please, before we handle? Thank you, Ann.
Yep, Mary Ann will send you back to room 3. Mr. Kamaj, are you ready with Mr. Henry?
I am, whenever you are, Your Honor, yes.
This is 210381 FD, State of Michigan versus Richard Philip Henry III. Appearances, please.
David Kamaj appearing on behalf of Mr. Henry.
Alex Curry appearing on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
This matter was scheduled for an adjourned PCC today. It appears that the last time the parties were here, discovery was outstanding. How are we proceeding this morning, Mr. Kamaj?
Yeah, I've received all the discovery. I've talked to my client about his right to a preliminary exam, and we're going to waive that right here in open court.
Mr. Henry, were you able to hear? Would you take your cap off for me, please, sir?
I will, ma'am.
Thank you. Were you able to hear Mr. Kamaj this morning?
I was.
And sir, you understand that you have an absolute right to have an exam in this matter where the prosecutor would have to prove that there was probable cause to believe that a crime had been committed and that you were involved in the commission of that crime.
I do, ma'am.
And you wish to waive your right to that exam.
Yes.
You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything to get you to execute the waiver.
No, I've not.
You're doing so freely and voluntarily.
Yes.
Mr. Kamaj, inasmuch as we are appearing virtually, there is no signed waiver in the file. Are you authorizing the court to execute the waiver on your behalf?
I am, Your Honor.
And on behalf of your client?
I am, Your Honor.
Mr. Henry, inasmuch as your attorney has authorized the court to execute the waiver, it has been signed. You will be bound over as previously charged. Your next appearance date will be July 14th, 2021 at 9 a.m. at the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice. Your previously entered bond with any conditions will continue. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Curry?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Anything else for Mr. Henry, Mr. Kamaj?
Nothing, just thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Henry, we're all set. You have a wonderful day, sir. Again, your next appearance date's in 14 days.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. We have, I see Mr. Davis, who I have seen for quite some time now.
I think you're right, man.
This is 21BL00424A and B, State of Michigan versus Terry Maurice Davis. Would you state your name for me, please, Mr. Davis?
Terry Maurice Davis, Sr.
That'll be done in front of the
Thank you.
And Alex
Thank
Curry.
you, Mr. Davis. Your case is scheduled today for arraignment and pretrial. Sir, you actually have two matters. I'm sorry, the A and B. The matters were previously scheduled for January 22nd, 2021. You failed to appear. Bench warrant was issued. It's alleged that on September 30th, 2020, in the city of Belleville, you drove while your license was suspended, revoked, or denied Sir, this is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, fines of up to $500 plus court costs. It's also alleged that on that same date, again in the city of Belleville, you were operating while intoxicated. And this, sir, is a misdemeanor,
Okay.
punishable by up to 93 days in jail, fines of up to $500, community service, license implications. For the purposes of arraignment, sir, did you wish to proceed on your own, or are you looking for the assistance of the court-appointed attorney?
Looking for assistance.
Mr. Bowditch is here. You will go into a breakout room with him. You'll see an invitation to join him shortly. You will go in there and discuss these matters with him.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is 21VB01174 A and B, State of Michigan versus Destiny McDonald. Thank you, ma'am. Your name? I can't hear you, ma'am.
Destiny McDonald. Can you hear me now?
Wonderful. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Today is a day and time. Today is the day and time set for your arraignment and pretrial. Ma'am, it's alleged that on June 1st, 2021, in Van Buren Township, you drove while unlicensed or without a cycle endorsement. It's a misdemeanor punishable up to 90 days in jail plus fines of up to $500 in court costs. On that same day, you were also issued a ticket for the civil infraction of failing to yield, which carries a fine and cost of up to $150. For the purposes of arraignment in these matters, was it your intention to proceed on your own, or are you looking for the assistance of the court-appointed attorney?
Assistance, please.
Mr. Bowditch just went into a breakout room with another individual. When he comes back, we'll send you into the breakout room, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Kamash had gone. Oh, is Miss Fortier not back yet? No. Okay. Ms. Fortier, was that sufficient time, or do you need to go back into the breakout room?
Oh, Judge, I'm good. And I am ready.
Recalling, I'm sorry?
I was just saying I'm ready again on that case.
Recalling 210435 FY, State of Michigan versus Bilal Maru.
Jerry and Fortier on behalf of the people.
Oh, sorry, Terry.
I see Mr. Kamaj.
Where's my purse?
Oh. There we go.
Mr. Kamaj.
In progress. Lori went, Judge.
He's not, well, let me see if we can dispose of this other matter. Mr. Bowditch, was that sufficient time with Mr. Davis?
No, Your Honor, we would need more.
Ms. Marianne will put you back into room 4.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Kamaj, are you ready on Maru?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Fortier is here. She's had the opportunity to review this matter.
Yes,
Are you
Judge.
proceeding with your motion or, I'm sorry.
Yes, Judge, I'm sorry. I was under the impression that Mr. Kamaj was looking for something different than what he was looking for. After speaking to the complaining witness, the people, one, would just like to note that the plants themselves have already been disposed of, but all of Mr. Maru's equipment is still there. We just ask that the civil standby be arranged with the complaining witness in this case, and it's not just something where Mr. Maru just shows up to the house. And the complaining witness has indicated she doesn't have any issue with contact from Mr. Kamaj in regards to setting up a time for the civil standby.
Okay. I'll just get that phone number from my client.
Okay.
Is the civil standby just to retrieve equipment or something else?
It's just to retrieve the rest of the equipment from the basement.
Yeah, to retrieve the rest of the equipment, and if there is any marijuana plants, that those be destroyed in front of the police officers.
Yes,
and that
correct.
we seal the basement. As the state of Michigan that's what they've asked my client to do. I did speak to Ms. Fourier about an additional request that she was not willing to agree to.
An official request?
An additional.
Additional request, okay. Is that something you want to take up right now?
Your Honor, I'll take it up in a couple weeks. I'll take it up in a couple weeks when we're downtown.
So the short summation of this morning's proceedings is that Mr. Maru's bond will be amended to allow him to arrange a civil standby to return to 311 North Military for the purposes of retrieving equipment from the basement, destroying any replants that may remain, and to thereafter seal the basement. Is that accurate, Mr. Kamaj?
That is, Your Honor.
Anything further in this matter, Ms. Fortier?
Nothing from the people, Judge. Thank you.
Anything further, Mr. Kamaj?
No, nothing. Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh,
thank you.
Judge,
We're all set.
I'm sorry, did we get up? I'm going to call it a pretend AOI date because they haven't actually been going when they're supposed to be going.
July 14th.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Everyone have a good day.
Yeah, you guys have a nice 4th of July weekend too.
Judge, that concludes my matters. Have a good day.
Thank you too, ma'am. Mary Ann.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
never mind. Nope. I saw the answer to my question. So I sent Heather a question that she promptly ignores. She says she didn't know something, but then she really did know it. And then she sends another cryptic message that does not help, because then the question becomes, if you didn't know, then how did you know? Mr. Bowditch.
Yes, sir.
What happened with? Oh,
Beg your
Back
pardon?
on the record. Was that sufficient time with Mr. Davis?
Yes, Your Honor, it was.
Recalling the case ending 424 A and B.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch, 45367, appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Davis. For the purposes of arraignment, Your Honor, we would stand mute, waive formal reading, ask the court to respectfully enter a not guilty plea on his behalf.
And Alex Curry on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Thank you.
As far as the pretrial, Your Honor, at this time, we wish to try to get a little bit of discovery in this matter.
As to bond in these matters?
Well, Your Honor, this is Mr. Davis's first offense of this nature. I don't believe his driving record is that outrageous. We would ask for a personal bond, Your Honor.
Mr. Curry?
We'll have no objection to that, Your Honor.
Bond is set at $5,000 personal. The next appearance date in this matter will be July the 28th, 2021 at 10 a.m. with Judge Oakley.
Thank you, Your Honor.
July 28th, 2021 at 10 a.m. with Judge Oakley. Okay, Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Thank you. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Curry?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Bowditch?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Davis, you can log off, sir. Have a good day.
Okay, you too.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Davis.
you.
All right.
I'll call
Thank
you.
you. Yep.
Mr. Bowditch, there is Miss McDonald who has a driving without a cycle endorsement and a failure to yield this morning. She is scheduled for arraignment and pretrial. She wishes to speak with you. Miss McDonald, if you would join Mr. Bowditch in the breakout room, it'd be appreciated.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Mays and Mr. Khan. This is 21WM01145SM, State of Michigan versus Khan.
William Mays on behalf of Mr. Khan, Your Honor. I don't know if the prosecutor's gotten his report yet.
Judge Alex Curry on behalf of the people, I spoke to my supervisor who indicated to me that we would need some time, just we could set this for another date to get a hold of the file and see if we can resolve anything.
The next available date in this matter would be July the 28th, 2021 at 10:15 a.m. and that would be with Judge Oakley. When the case was called earlier today, there was some discussion about the police report being provided. Because we were coming back at 11, no bond was set for Mr. Khan in this matter. Mr. Mays, any
I'd ask
comments
for
to bond?
personal recognizance, Your Honor. The facts of this case, as I understand them, is that he was going through airport security, and it's alleged that he picked up some pesos in the line that he was directed to by security at the airport, amounting to approximately $12 US. He took it thinking that it was his, and then later was accused of it not being his. So I think that I think that this is the sort of case that would dictate a personal recognizance. I'd also ask that when the prosecutor does get a copy of the report, that he send a copy over to me.
Absolutely, Mr. Mays.
Thank you.
Bond is set at 1,000 personal.
Okay.
Anything else in this matter, Mr. Curry?
Nothing else, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Mays?
No, thank you very much, Your Honor.
Mr. Khan, we're all set. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you.
This is 210461, State of Michigan versus Gregory Allen Stacy. Appearances, please.
Alex Curry on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mark Hart appearing on behalf of Mr. Stacy, who's here with me in my office. He's seated to my left. We're appearing via Zoom, and we have no objection.
Thank you. This matter was scheduled for pretrial this morning. How are we proceeding?
Judge, I just this morning received the discovery on the matter. There's a bunch of paperwork, and there's also some video. So I'm asking the court for a second pretrial in the case.
The next date we have available on this matter is July the 28th, 2021 at 10:30 a.m. with Judge Oakley.
That works.
(7/28) at 10:30 a.m. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Curry?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Hart?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You do the same. Take care.
Thank you. Bellinger, is Mr. Marianne, are we supposed to just be adjourning?
I'm sorry, adjourning.
This was Sharon Greer's case, who was unavailable. The matter was scheduled for pretrial at 10 a.m. Mr. Bellinger.
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Bellinger, the problem is that your attorney is not here and is not available today. This matter will need to be adjourned. I'm gonna get you the next available date. This is 210445 SM, State of Michigan versus Ernest Lee Bellinger. Mr. Curry, I note your appearance, and I would advise you and Mr. Bellinger that this court was contacted by the attorney in this matter for the defendant, Sharon Greer, yesterday, 2 days ago, that she would be unavailable this morning. Based on the defendant's attorney being unavailable to proceed, this matter will be adjourned.
You're killing me. I can't keep afford to stand away from my house.
I understand, sir. But unfortunately, again, the court was aware that Ms. Greer was not available. The matter will be adjourned to August 4th, 2021 at 9 a.m. with Judge Green.
Okay.
Okay? Notice will be sent out.
Man, see, that's another problem. Y'all sending stuff to the house I can't even go to. Y'all got me bundled away from my house.
Mr. Bellinger,
Yes.
what address are you using right now?
Ma'am, I've been staying in that house for over 30 years. I never used another address. I'm homeless at the moment.
Where did you sleep last night?
In a car?
Is that where you've been since June the 1st?
Yes. I'm still wearing the same. Well, I had two outfits. I'm down to one outfit. I've been sleeping in my friend's car before he go to work, and then just today I'm walking around. When I got a house to go to, then I got to pay lights and gas on this house because the first of the month is here, and I can't even go there for another month. We just went through the same case.
Mr. Bellinger, unfortunately, the issue is that Miss Greer is not available. Sir, your phone number, please.
734-686-0437.
I'm going to send the file down to the clerk's office.
Your Honor, if this
Mary
is
Ann.
MIDC, maybe I can fill in for Ms. Greer.
It is.
I'd be more than
Mr.
happy
Bellinger is
to.
he's on a phone right now. What I'll do, let me, Mary Ann, can you move somebody on the phone into a breakout room?
I'll give it a shot.
Wait a minute. Let me take care of Miss McDonald, and then Mr. Bowditch, what we'll do is Mr. Bellinger's phone number is 734-686.
686-0437.
0437.
All
And
right.
if for some reason after McDonald, we're not able to move him, if you would give him a call, I'll be here.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Was that enough time with Miss McDonald?
Yes, Your Honor.
Recalling the case ending 1174 A and B. Appearances, please.
Alex Curry on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch, 45367, appearing on behalf of and with Ms. McDonald. Your Honor, for arraignment purposes, we would stand mute, waive formal reading, ask the court to respectfully enter a not guilty plea of Ms. McDonald's behalf. As far as the pretrial, Your Honor, there is some questions about this issue, about this incident. I think could be clarified with discovery. At this time, I'd request an adjournment for discovery of this matter.
There'll be a notation in the file that discovery has been requested. The pretrial will be adjourned to August 4th at 9:15 a.m. As to bond in this matter, ma'am,
Your Honor,
your
that
bond will
time
be-
was, my apologies, Your Honor, 9:15?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
As to bond in this matter, Mr. Bowditch,
Well, Your Honor, we'd be requesting a personal bond. I don't believe that Ms. McDonald has any lengthy sort of driving history or anything like that.
bond will be set at $3,000 personal. Ms.
Thank you, Your
McDonald,
Honor.
you don't need to post any money, but you need to appear at the next proceedings in this matter, which will be on August the 4th at 9:15 a.m. Anything else in this matter, Mr. Curry?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Anything else, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Ms. McDonald, we're all set. You can log off, ma'am. Have a good day. We'll see you back on August the 4th, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Bowditch, Mary Ann's going to try to move Mr. Bellinger into a breakout room. If he's unable to be moved, if you would be so kind as to call him and see if you can provide any assistance or guidance in the matter this morning.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I'll be right
Mary
back.
Ann, while they're gone, I don't see anybody in the court's virtual waiting room. We had the matter of, where did that file go?
Judge, I'll be back in 1 second.
Thank you. Yeah, except there was a Foster file that I now do not see. I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to myself, really. Thanks, Tim.
Okay, no problem.
Oh, Foster, we adjourned. That's what it was. Thank you. We had, I know, Heather, thank you. It dawned on me what happened. This is 1S3788270 A and B. This was LaShawna Ogden. The matter was scheduled at 9:30 a.m. The court called it at 9:57 a.m. The trooper was there. Ms. Ogden still has not appeared. Based on her failure to appear, KPS shall issue as to the misdemeanor matter, and the civil infraction will be deemed in default. We had 1S3892043ST. This is State of Michigan versus Presidential Construction. This matter was scheduled for arraignment and pretrial at 9:45 a.m. It's now 11:18 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, KPS shall issue. This is 21WM01164SM. This is State of Michigan versus Amari Willis. The matter was scheduled for 9:45 a.m. It's now 11:18 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. There being no unidentified persons in the court's virtual waiting room, KPS shall issue. This is 21W554698 A, B, and C. State of Michigan versus Stephen Edward Waite. This matter was scheduled at 10 a.m. It's now 11:19 a.m. by the court's clock. There being no one by the name of Waite in the court's virtual waiting room, defendant having failed to appear, KPS shall issue in the criminal misdemeanor matters and default in the civil infraction. This is 210546SM, State of Michigan versus Raymond Chichowski. This matter was scheduled for pretrial this morning. The defendant having been arraigned on June the 4th. Matter was scheduled for 10:15 a.m. It is now 11:20 a.m. by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear, KPS shall issue. This is 194864SD, State of Michigan versus Bridget Murray. This matter was scheduled for arraignment and pretrial at 10:15 this morning. It is now 11:20 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. There being no unidentified persons in the court's virtual waiting room, KPS shall issue. This is 20D765001SM, State of Michigan versus Christopher Allen Travis. This matter was scheduled for arraignment and pretrial at 10:45 this morning. It's now 11:21 by the court's clock. There being no unidentified persons in the court's virtual waiting room, defendant having failed to appear, capias shall issue. There is one more case that is a live trial at 11:30. Mr. Curry.
Yes, Judge.
Have you seen Ms. Belcher as of yet?
I have, Judge, and APA Elizabeth Moore has been discussing this trial set at 11:30 with Ms. Belcher, and I will double check with them to see what is going on with it.
Thank you. Mr. Bowditch appears to have been successful in going into the breakout room with Mr. Bellinger. So if you need to step away, that's fine, but please don't go far.
Yes, Judge, I'll be right next door, and I'll have my volume up. So I can
Thank you. Mr. Bowditch, Mr. Curry stepped away for a moment. Were you able to speak with Mr. Bellinger?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Mary Ann. You did a great job. Ma'am, I believe, Your Honor, that there was an August 4th adjournment. We're going to stick with that, and I'm going to find out who's going to represent Mr. Bellinger.
Yes, thank you. August 4th at 9 a.m. with Judge Green.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else this morning, Mr. Bowditch?
No, Your Honor, not with Mr. Bellinger.
We're all set. Have a good day, Mr. Bellinger.
Okay, thank you.
And Mr. Bowditch, all we had left were capias, which have already been placed on the record. That concludes our morning docket, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Always a pleasure.
Good to see you. Have a good day.
They said 11:30. The prosecutor and defense attorney would like to talk to you first.
Where?
I can set them in here if you want. I don't know what it's about or anything, but I think Leanna doesn't have a witness she needs or something. I don't know. If you want me to send them in, I can.
I'm coming.
Okay. Is that a felony file, Judge?
State. Mary Ann, you can take us down for a second.